thought about it all day today. The world we know is about to waste away. On both sides and in between, we're seeing things that we've never seen. Our little piece of paradise.
And that battery looks like it's draining. So when that battery shuts off, let me know.
In a world so full of greed, do we fight? Do we just concede?
I'm not scared at all. And then Hal, my friend, is here, and Joel.
Just a little nervous.
Hi, Joy. How are you?
Good, nice to meet you. You want to tell us some of the things that you've experienced here?
It was Thanksgiving, and I had never been to the cabin before, and I remember we drove out with my dad and my father, and it was dark when we got there. And so I was pretty scared, and I slept in the living room,
Right here?
first room that you walk into,
Okay.
and I was on an air mattress. I'll tell you why this is all important later. I was on an air mattress with my cousin, who was quite a bit older, and I remember being really scared, and I was tense, and I just didn't, like, my muscles were tense, and I just was scared.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, I fell into this dream, and I had never been there during the day. So I fell into this dream where my cousin Cynthia was walking, and this little boy who was very mischievous had tripped her, and she fell and she broke her arm. And she came back to the cabin and was saying how angry she was and upset she was that she had hurt her arm. So at that moment, she was walking up the stairs, the outside of the cabin, I could see the outside deck, and again, I had never seen that been anything but that fluorescent light that was outside at the time. And so then all of a sudden I woke up, and I was on this air mattress, and it had been really stiff, but almost felt like I was like floating a little bit because I was so soft and comfortable. And I was trying to stiffen my muscles, and I couldn't. One of the things that was odd was I saw the entire, like, the road where it curved, and the river across the street where it curved.
You mean like right here from outside?
Yeah.
But I'd never seen it in the daylight, and my dream was like it was in the morning.
Because you guys arrived at nighttime? So you had never seen the setting, you had never seen the setting before, and you dreamed it.
Correct. And that's what I saw, and it was exactly how it was in the morning when I looked at the picture. I saw the face of a little boy, and it was kind of cut down the middle, and he was blonde and had really red cheeks, like really rosy cheeks, and had green knickers on, had these green overalls. I was facing my cousin, and he was in between. It was like he was on my cousin's back, like in between me and my cousin.
Oh.
And it was almost like he was laying next to me, and I saw his whole, like I saw 3/4 of the face and body.
About how old?
A young boy, he must have like 9.
9.
And I remember it so clearly and so vividly.
Wow, that's cool. Because I think we have Poltergeist, who's a little boy here.
Why do you say poltergeist? Does he move things?
Joy.
Boy,
What's it doing?
it was just moving.
Which one?
This went up to that, and that went up to like right here.
Okay, so one of her Ghostbuster things
Just
did something.
reactive.
They were downstairs in the basement.
Uh-huh.
There's the stairs, and there's also the outside door. And they were sitting down there, and I went down because I just wanted to see what they were doing, and they had these candles set up in the basement. And I remember there was a green candle in the middle, a white candle, an orange candle, and another candle I don't remember, and then a crystal on the fourth corner.
Were they doing
And
some?
there was this drop.
Were they trying to perform some kind of a ritual?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were just stoned, to be honest.
Yeah, they were just stoned messing around.
I think they were like 13 and 17 and just, being kids. Or
Right.
14, I guess. And so I went down there and I decided to tell them this story about what happened to me the night before.
Uh-huh.
And because they're sitting down there. And so they did. And they said, well, let's ask it questions. Let's ask them those questions. And all of the candles were like leaning over towards, I don't remember exactly what I think it was towards the door, like against the draft, or with the draft. And they were all, like, going sideways really hard just with the draft, because we really drafty room. And I asked questions that I knew were true, like, are you mischievous? And that was the word that really stuck out to me. And then, are you a boy? Are you 8 or 9? Did you live here? These kinds of questions. And then questions that I knew was true, or questions I didn't know. And the green candle in the middle. Like,
that's usually for money.
And I knew.
They use the green candle for money. White candle is for purity. I think yellow is for protection.
Yeah, so what did the candle do?
So the candle in the middle would stand completely straight up if the answer was yes. And all the other candles were continuing to float to the side, like there was a big breeze. And the middle candle stood 100% straight up. And then if the answer was no, that middle candle went down to the side at the exact same level. And then after the next question, if it was up, the middle candle would go straight up and stand completely still again.
Wow.
And then that was it.
Sometimes people mess around with stuff and they can open doors and...
Right. No, it was just asking questions about what I had seen the night before. And that was it.
Oh, you know what I'm doing? I think I'm putting the wrong camp.
Out here's the screened-in front porch. This is the only place I ever felt any malevolence. We came out here with the kids when they were little and their best friends, and we came out for a blizzard to get snowed in purposefully.
Really?
And I came out here with a cup of tea and a blanket and a book, and I was going to watch the snow, and I just had this, I am not welcome on this porch.
Really?
And I thought, this is my cabin, I'm going to sit on my porch.
Right, and take ownership.
You need to let me. And I couldn't do it. I walked in like through this door. And I just felt like I can't go any further. I can't go past the threshold.
Really?
And I was like, you know, I'm sorry, but this is my cabin.
What, did you just feel like a presence right
I just
there?
felt like this, like, denial. Like, this is the wrong place, you can't be here now.
And this cabin sits on how many acres?
260.
Wow. It's
Really
just
back behind us.
just gorgeous. Gorgeous deck out over here too.
This is where my daughter loved to sleep. This is Annie's bedroom. And she's the most sensitive of all of us. She would often see things here. Like she saw an old woman in the kitchen, you know, all in black, like a grandma in the kitchen. And then when she first noticed the protector spirit, she was laying in bed, might have been like 15, I don't know, she was an older person. And we're upstairs in the loft asleep. And I hear her footsteps coming up the loft ladder, and she's like, Mom, Dad, there's an alcoholic ghost in the kitchen.
What did she call it?
An alcoholic ghost in the kitchen.
An alcoholic ghost?
She told me that she was laying in bed and she felt bad spirit over the ceiling. And she's not scared. So she was just like, I was looking at it, trying to figure out what it was, why was I feeling bad about it, why was, you know, what was its purpose to be bothering me, and I was getting a little scared. And then I looked in the kitchen and I saw a bald-headed old hillbilly take a sip of whiskey, and he winked at me.
Over here in this room?
Right there, leaning up against where she could see it in bed. He took a sip of whiskey, he winked at me, he disappeared, and I felt okay, and the bad thing was gone. The story of the alcoholic ghost is, and I think this is true, I don't know, but I have a friend named Debbie, and her brother died, and he was an alcoholic, and he lived on Wolf Creek, and it was sad. He died, he wasn't found for a while, you know, everything had to be condemned, he was burned. He made up his own religion, and part of his religion was he had a totem animal, and he had a meditation rock, and he'd go to the meditation rock off on Wolf Creek, and so they decided to scatter his ashes, and his totem animal was a hawk, I believe. And so his ex-wife shows up uninvited to the funeral, and they're making the procession to the river, and a feral chicken comes out of the woods and attacks her. They scatter the ashes, and then they go back, and the same feral chicken comes out and attacks only her. Dan grabs a stick and chases it away. So Debbie was sad, And I asked her why she was sad one day when we were working together. She goes, well, you know, my brother died, and he doesn't have any place to go to now because his trailer had to be hauled off and burned. So I said, well, hell, just have him come to the cabin. There's like 60 other spirits there.
Oh, and he did.
When I told Debbie the story, she said that was my brother because he would protect a child.
Oh, yeah.
I was getting something over here.
You getting hits over there?
I was getting something over here.
Are
A
you?
little hidden room. It's maybe 5 by 5 by 5. And we assume moonshine was hidden down there. We found a bottle capper. This is the old, over 100 years.
Oh, wow.
And this is the active part of the house. He used to love to sleep in front of the fireplace at winter on the floor.
Yeah.
And one time he said that a candelabra, a candlestick, lifted up.
Elevated, huh?
Uh-huh. And woke him up.
Did it sit it back down or did
Yeah,
it
it
throw
sat
it?
back down. Scared to death.
Wow.
Scared to death. Now, we thought we had a little boy poltergeist.
Uh-huh.
So I bought him and left him a gift to keep him warm during the winter. I bought him a little scarf. I leave it here for him so he can know that he's welcome. Here is the sleeping loft.
Oh, this is amazing, Kathy.
Oh, well, I don't know what to do with that. Light's not working. This used to be where, when my kids were little, we had bunk beds up here. And the stove downstairs is a gas burning stove, okay?
Uh-huh.
And one time I came home late from a late shift, and the kids were asleep. Jacob would have been up on the top bunk right next to that.
Uh-huh.
And Annie would have been right here on the top bunk.
Uh-huh.
And I came in to look at them. We had a carbon monoxide sensor over there.
Uh-huh.
Because the guy that put in the closed stove said he wouldn't let us stay in the cabin unless we had carbon monoxide sensors. Okay?
Right, right.
So I come up to check on the kids, and I just felt that I couldn't leave. You know, it's like you're not leaving. You're not leaving, your job's not done. There's something still you have to do. Then I sensed a presence right next to my kid's head.
Really?
And I had this conversation in my mind. I'm like, you know I'm not comfortable with you. And I'm really not comfortable with you being near my son. I looked, and the carbon monoxide was up to killing small animals level.
Oh, my God.
I woke the kids up. I called the guy that installed the Packy. You know, he said, open all the windows, turn off the gas. I'll be there break of dawn in the morning. And you know where he found the gas leak? Right there. Where I felt the presence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
really
know
cool.
whether it was just mom's inside or what, but it's like
Wow.
you can't leave the room. You can't leave the room. There's still
Right.
something you got to do.
Right. So this is the upstairs and the old section, huh?
Uh-huh.
And this is over 100 years old over
Yeah,
here?
this is over 100 years old. Now, this is the second oldest part in here,
Uh-huh.
and this is our little master suite.
Oh, this is just so adorable. I love it.
The top is new. That's from Appalachian something wood, prefab, and we fitted that on top of this. It used to have just a little tiny little, like storage up there.
I'm getting hits on some of the meters here.
Yeah. Okay.
That is... It's so
This is
beautiful.
where Joel had a presence hovering over him. He woke up and he saw like a purple lights over
Oh, he
him.
did?
Yeah. And he just said, go in peace, and went back to bed. I would have been in the car going down the road.
So you were afraid to come in here even, huh, with things happening?
Yeah, I don't sleep here. It freaks me out.
Really?
And maybe you can help me find peace with it.
Yes.
I've had noises come from there, from the old room.
Uh-huh.
We once had a party, we had all the residents over, and we cleaned up afterwards, and I was asleep up there, and I heard this big thump. Like something had taken a big, I don't know, orange juice
Drop.
bottle or ginormous ketchup
Like
bottle
gallon
and
of milk or
slammed
something?
it on the floor.
Yeah.
So I went in there, and there was nothing there. Okay.
Huh.
We've also had Buckeyes roll across that floor when there were no Buckeyes. I had a.
Oh, those
You know, the little Buckeyes, the little nut things. With
Yeah,
the little black
yeah.
Thing.
Wow.
I used to keep Buckeyes in that bowl there.
Uh-huh.
And one time I had the Girl Scouts spend the night upstairs with my co-troop leader. We were in Annie's room,
Uh-huh.
and we heard a Buckeye roll across the floor. And my roommate, then my co-leader, she goes, "We got company," because she's a believer.
Uh-huh.
And it rolled like you could hear it. It rolled like from the fireplace up against our shut door.
Really?
So we get up, and
So
we
it
go
rolled.
looking.
It rolled from the fireplace over to that area over there.
Yeah, over to that shut door. And so we get up to look for it, and there's no Buckeye on the floor. And the little Girl Scouts hear us downstairs moving around, so they all come down from the sleep loft, and they're, "What you doing? What you doing?" "Well, we're looking for this Buckeye. We were playing a game." And
Did you only hear it, or did you find it?
We never found it.
Oh.
And there were like 7 Girl Scouts looking for
Did
it.
they?
too.
Did you see it rolling?
No, we just
You
heard
just
it roll.
heard it. That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so I heard the thing go whap in here, and the Buckeye rolling in here.
And then this bowl had a bunch of Buckeyes in it, but you
Yeah,
could never find one on the floor.
Never, ever, ever. And then my son had the candelabra, rise up over the table in that room.
And that
And
also
one
happened
time,
right
Jacob,
here.
he's the boy, he got, Annie, we were all coming in, to spend the night, and Annie goes into this room, and we're all behind her, and Jacob being her brother, and it's dark, all the lights are out, he slams the door on her.
Into the darkness? Put her into the darkness?
Yeah, he slams the door on her, being her brother.
Right.
And, well, she never freaks out, and she's like, "I can't open the door, I can't," and the door wouldn't open.
Is there a
And
lock
so-
on it, or just
no,
wouldn't
there's no
open?
lock on it. She couldn't open it.
Wow.
So Joel comes up to it, and he just got mad. He just goes, "Oh, just stop that!" And she opened the door.
Then the door
and then
opened.
he just opened the door, and it just opened for him.
That's cool.
There's been other Buckeye incidents. I had a cleaning couple. I had hired some people, and I found out later he was drunk. He was drinking our booze that was here.
Oh, it wasn't clean. He was cleaning out your liquor cabinet, huh?
Yeah, and he was drunk on our property. I mean, if he'd gotten hurt,
You'd
it
be
would have
liable.
been us.
Right.
And he won't come back, thank God, because his wife said that something was throwing Buckeyes at him.
Didn't like him. And it wasn't a way protecting you then.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then one time I was in the kitchen I'd had a little party here, and the kids were little. I don't know how old they were, but you know how little kids will call you incessantly, "Mommy, mommy, mommy,
Right.
mommy, mommy."
Right.
So I was doing dishes, and my friend Charlie was standing next to me drying, and Jacob kept calling my name. Jacob, I thought it was my son, calling "Mommy, mommy, mommy." So I'm doing dishes, Charlie's drying dishes, and I'm like, "Jacob, I'm in the kitchen. Mommy, mommy. Jacob, I'm in the kitchen. Jacob, I'm in the kitchen. What about in the kitchen? I'm here. What do you need?" And Charlie looks at me, and he's like, "What? Huh?" I said, "Don't you hear? Jacob is
So
calling
only you
me."
were hearing it.
And Charlie goes, "I don't think so." So anyway, I heard a little boy in my head calling my name.
Now, what is it that scares you out of here so bad that you won't spend the night?
Because I don't understand it, and I find it creepy.
Yeah, it is
Are you
beautiful.
getting readings of things?
I did a while ago when we first came in here that 360 was
Giving you
going around a
reading.
little bit.
Now, this is kind of a dangerous staircase, so y'all need to be careful if you can go up there.
All right.
That's the master.
So this is where Joel had something hovering over him.
Uh-huh.
Did you see it?
No, I did not. I was actually asleep during it. This is the second oldest part, so you can
Wow.
tell it used to be an outside wall.
Well, these beams tell me cabin, but
Yeah.
you want the porch out there. How neat. Well, I don't blame the spirit for being up here.
Right. This place is so amazing that you know that something's gonna stay.
Getting a lot of hits.
Oh, boy.
Is it going off up there, Frank?
Yeah, the 360 a lot there. Yeah.
This is an old coal miner's lantern, and
We got no other place, so much to lose and nothing to gain.
Well, you know, things definitely attach to objects.
We eat 'em up, but we don't react. We've set ourselves up for this fall. Now our backs up against the wall. say I do. Trying